I'm Gerry Amorosi here with Gerry O'Neil of Infosecurity, also a member of our editorial board. Gerry, I'd like to thank you for joining us today.
I'm always a regular attendee at this show every year.
So I understand you were here for the White Hat Ball check presentation today. You want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I have the honour of being the chair of the White Hat Committee this year, so I get to present the check. Now this is a real coup this year because it's the largest ever check we've managed to present to Childline, one of our chosen charities, and the cheque we handed over this morning was for £185,000, which is a record. We're delighted with that because it represents a number of different activities which have all generated record amounts of money from people in the security community, people who are here today on the floor, who have supported or participated in those events.
And for those of us who don't know, can you tell us about Childline?
Childline is a charity that was formed about 25 years. In fact, it's celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. We chose it as the initial charity that the White Hat group were going to support because we visited one of their centres. We saw the volunteers coming in to listen to children's problems on the phone. They were set up really with a free phone telephone line, a helpline for children, 0800 1111. It's still imprinted in my mind. It was easy for children to remember. If they were in trouble, if they were being bullied or in fear, they could call the number. We went along to one of their call-in centres and volunteers listening to calls on the phone. We noticed half the seats were empty, and the guy who was doing the tour said, yeah, we don't have enough volunteers and we only get to answer half the calls. A shiver ran down my spine. I think you're saying there's a child in fear, in difficulty someplace. They find a precious moment with a phone. They call the number and it's engaged. Mm-hmm. So we said, yes, let's support this. Right from about 7 years ago, our first ball raised £33,000 to the point we're at this year where for Childline and other charities, we've raised over £200,000 in the last 12 months, which is amazing.
It's wonderful news indeed.
And it's down to we're simply the catalysts for it. The group that we have, about 20 people on our committee, are networked across all the people in the security community. And we run events, we draw people in, people then participate in the events, whether it's a rally, there's an old banger rally, which people have great fun participating in, and there's a stand around the corner here. There's a golf day, there's a team ran in last weekend's marathon, and as well as we have the main sort of flagship event, which is the Black Tie Ball in early in the new year, late January, early February.
And you mentioned that you're a yearly attendee here, so how are you finding the show so far?
I see a lot more people on the floor today, and that in the current marketplace, that's a hell of a bucking of the trend. You know, I think whether that says there's still a future in information security, that's maybe not a bad thing, because there's a lot more issues around, obviously in our professional sphere, with mobile devices and the proliferation of information across the globe, and the changing patterns of the way organisations are working. So all of these things provide additional challenge and risk, which a lot of the vendors on the floor are coming with solutions to.
Obviously, as you mentioned, BYOD, a big and consumerization, a big theme here this year. When we're back here next year, what do you think we might be talking about?
Ever smaller devices, yes, goodness me. And I think when you add virtualization to the mix, you know, and you've got the ability to connect via contactless means and so forth. And of course, the bad guys, the black hats, to quote our alter egos, the black hats are in there, always trying to be one step ahead. And whether it's for political or protest, or industrial espionage, or indeed financial gain, we're always trying to keep that one step ahead of them.
Well, Gerry, I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down and speak with us.
Thanks very much, Drew.